Cat's Quest is an ambitious title, taking inspiration from The Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy, and Skyrim. However, is this game a catnip treat, or is it better left in the litter box? Let's find out in my review of Cat's Quest for PC, mobile, and coming to PS4 and Switch later this year. Cat's Quest story starts out simple. You're a cat sailing with his sister to unknown lands. However, things take a turn for the unexpected as a white cat appears out of nowhere, absconds with your sister, and you end up on an unknown continent. You soon come to find that you are one of the legendary Dragon Blood, an ancient race of cats able to fight off the dragon menace. However, something isn't quite right. What are these visions, and what are these creatures that you see in these visions? What is with these weird ruins everywhere? There appears to be more to this story than meets the eye. And that's a common reoccurring theme in Cat's Quest. I often found myself enthralled with the side quests and general story of Cat's Quest. It's excellently written, although I will admit it is tongue-in-cheek, with plenty of fun cat puns to be made, but I think it perfectly fits the theme. So while we're at it, let's talk about the side quests. There are over 60 of those little buggers, and to some of you that might sound a little bit tedious. Oh great, fantastic, more fetch quests, more side quests, more boring things and filler that I have to do. Well, that is partially true. I'll admit, the variety of side quests does kind of turn formulaic in Cat's Quest. You're basically going around, going from one place to another, getting this item, fighting this thing, clearing this dungeon. However, none of that really mattered to me. Through Cat Quest's interesting writing, I found myself enthralled in it. Every side quest has an interesting twist to it, or an interesting story to tell. They kept my attention so much that I had to beat all of them. And when I say that, I literally mean I beat every side quest. Which, while not as big as a game like Skyrim, Cat's Quest is rather large. The world itself is huge, and while this might seem daunting for some players, I will say that it does get easier to get around as you progress through the game. Though I will say I wish they'd done more with some of the powers you get later on in the game. They just felt underutilized. Another thing you'll notice while exploring the world of Cat's Quest is the game itself looks very nice. Granted, this won't push any graphics cards, however, it is a wonderful game to look at. It's got nice clean lines, and it has a cute style. And that's one thing I will say about Cat's Quest. If I had to describe the game in one word, I'd say it's charming. From the visuals to the writing style, everything just has a charm to it. And that charm carried me through my 12+ hour game session. I would suggest that the devs patch in a few things here and there. That's one thing I will say about Cat Quest. There's nothing really wrong with it, but there are a few minor things that I think could be tweaked to make the gaming experience much better. For starters, there is no quest log to say. You have to kind of find the quests. Now don't get me wrong, that's not a very hard thing to do, especially with the zooming out mechanic that the map gives you. However, the icons for the quests are very small, and it can be sometimes hard to see them. To fix this, I would suggest making the icon bigger, or just putting a giant exclamation point over a village. It also gets hard to come back to a quest once you've beaten sections of it. Each quest is locked behind a level wall. Now granted, you can fight and do anything you want in Cat's Quest. I took on a level 99 quest when I was level 60. And if you have the skill, you can beat it. However, if you come back to a quest once you've leveled up more, it can be sometimes hard to remember where you were in this little side story. This is why I would suggest adding some sort of quest log or some sort of information page onto the pause screen, allowing you to review and understand what exactly you're trying to do and where you left off on your side stories and even the main story. Now I will say there are a lot of armor pieces and weapons in Cat's Quest. From swords to magic wands, to short swords and magical great swords. There are a bunch of options. However, there's one thing that's missing. There's no ranged weapons in this game. Now granted, there is an achievement for collecting every weapon in the game, and there are over 60 of them. However, in my 12 hours of playtime, I never once found any sort of ranged weapon. This can make things a little bit tricky, especially if you want to play a certain style. And that's another thing I will say about Cat's Quest. There really is no way to utilize a specific style that you want to play as. There's basically only magic and brute force. And even then, you sometimes have to mix and match the two. For instance, my character originally was going to be a knight. However, I found that I couldn't live without magic. literally, some enemies are weak to magic, and you have to use them, otherwise you're gonna take a lot longer to fight them. And that can be a challenge in itself, however, it's not exactly the ideal way to play, nor do I think the devs really meant for you to play that way. Another thing that slightly bugged me about the game was that there were specific armor sets that allowed you to be kind of a stealthy character. There's even a ninja set that allows you to be, or look, like a ninja. However, there are no skill sets that allow you to utilize that. There is no sneak ability, there is no hidden stealth abilities, or anything that takes advantage of the ninja's style. There's only magic and brute force. I would have liked to see more skills added to the game itself. There seems to be slots available, but throughout my entire gameplay session and exploring the entirety of the world, I never once found a specific skill that would allow me to play that way. There is, however, a giant spell that allows you to become a giant and greatly enhances your physical attributes. However, that's about it. Everything else is fire, ice, and lightning, along with the healing spell, which is nice. But it's just something I noticed, that you're kind of stuck into playing a specific way. Now, while Cat's Quest does have a variety of different weapons and armors, you will be getting duplicates. However, the devs at Cat's Quest thought this through. Instead of just getting duplicate armor that you can sell, which, by the way, you can't sell anything in the game, instead what happens is, when you get a duplicate set of equipment, it just powers up what you already have. So say, for instance, I have a level 1 mage's hat. Well, if I find an exact replica of that same hat, it just levels up to level 2, or whatever level the armor is. It's a really neat mechanic and adds a unique flair to getting the same loot. I honestly wish a lot more RPGs would add this to their own games. It would add more meaning to getting duplicate equipment rather than just selling it. And it takes advantage of Cat's Quest's limited assets. Now, when all this is said and done, I imagine you're thinking that Cat's Quest is quite the easy game. And while that is mostly true for the small basic enemies, it's when you fight the dragons, the bosses of the game, where things really get interesting. Now granted, some dragons are just easier than others due to the fact of your playstyle and whatnot. I myself decided to be a mage for the most of my playthrough. And one dragon that really caught me off guard was the Ice Dragon. The dragons can use a multitude of spells at once. Now granted, this isn't an exclusive skill, many enemies do this. However, the dragons themselves are big, and they have a wide attack range, forcing you to utilize the dodge mechanic, and then go in for a big attack. These can be especially challenging, especially if you're under level. But since I was doing side quests left and right, I never felt like I was under level unless I purposely was under level. Another thing that's fun to do while you're exploring the world of Cat's Quest is to search for secrets. Now granted, Cat's Quest doesn't have too many secrets, however there are a few things that you might find hidden within the world of Cat Quest, along with a few Easter eggs from their previous works, and even a hint that maybe, just maybe, we'll see more of Cat Quest in the future, which, personally, I wouldn't mind. I enjoyed my time with Cat's Quest. It's a wonderfully charming game, with a story that has many twists and turns, and a game that, in general, just has really good writing. It kept me hooked long after I finished the game. So if you're looking for something to keep you tied over, I would highly suggest you pick it up for PC. It is also available for mobile, however, I feel like the gameplay style might make this a little bit hard. As once again, if you leave the game for an extended period of time, it might be hard to get back into it, and remember where exactly you were in the story or the side quest stories that you played. But if you're looking for a charming adventure that scratches your scratch post, then check out Cat's Quest. I'm UltraMag64. If you want to check out more of my videos, then go ahead and check out my channel below. If you feel like I missed something in the review, go ahead and let me know in the comments below. And I will catch you on the flip side for more reviews, videos, and other things. Bye-bye.